afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, riveting, and amazing Propagandacaster from your host, Imperial Dane, the one, the only master of propaganda that is sanctioned for your glorious kind of entertainment purposes. Off here to a 1 versus 1 on Lost Glider. In the north, it is JibberJabber, fun for the Wehrmacht, Germany, Deutschland. Taking on the role here of the 2nd Panzer Division with German Infantry Doctrine, featuring 250-1 half-tracks, veteran squad leaders, stormtroopers, assault and hold, and fragmentation bombs with Panzerfaust, Panzergrenadier pack bulletins. Versus south, it is Borobadger, fighting for America, freedom, democracy. Taking on the role here of the 3rd Armored Division with Recon Support, Mechanized Company, and Heavy Cavalry, featuring triple infantry bulletins there. We got a Grenadier MD-42 start here for Jibber, double rifle start there for Borobadger. And as always, please remember to like, subscribe, and share. Helps me, helps you get more videos out and sort of see more videos on a regular basis. So, of course, you can do that. And, of course, remember to press the bell button if you do subscribe. Also, big thanks to my patron supporters, without which this episode and so many others would not be possible. Big thanks to all of you. You're all wonderful people. We got a Grenadier MD-42, of course, moving here eastwards here for Jib. A bit of barbed wire here to make it harder for the opponent to make a straight beeline for his carve point. Nothing similar here for Borobadger. He's gone from Mechanized Company here. Interesting pick with a fast Dodge truck here. Mechanized Company starts with the Wehrmacht tend to be a little less common since they do have access to Grenadiers with Panzerfaust. Of course, he might have been hoping JibberJabber was going for an Osttruppen opening, in which case he's likely not to have built the Infantry Company, meaning he'd have no Panzerfausts. So, I mean, that could be a potential reason here for Borobadger going for the Dodge truck anyways. Then again, if he just found the MG-42 on its own, it's going to work out anyways. First shots fired here in the centre between the Rifle and the Pioneers. Rifle squad going to occupy the church opening the Pioneers there. We got secondary squad almost done for Jibber. Pioneers backing off here. We'll be seeing the troops move towards the centre. It's going to try and buy time. The centre is stalled with the Pioneers. Hope it slows down Borobadger enough to allow his other troops to make gains elsewhere. Actually moving up the MD-42 here. Probably going to set up the edge here to suppress the troops around the centre. More Grenadiers are ready to defend the carve point, or the defend against the flank here from Borobadger's Rifle. MD-42 they're setting up to deal with that attempt, but there we go. Might have spotted it or not. He's going to use the to sort of sneak around potentially the MD-42. Quite a lot of action going on. Pioneers forced to fall out here in the south. Grenadiers for the reactions there. Dodge truck has also arrived here for Borobadger, and at the same time he can also just use it to grab territory there, seeming like he doesn't see immediate combat uses because he's worried about the Grenadiers' Panzerfaust. It's still just great for just grabbing territory, at which point it's just basically a Kubelwagen that needs to be upgraded with a better machine gun, but can also transport troops and has other utility. I mean, it's basically just a better Kubelwagen straight up. Also a lot tougher. Grenadiers was the rifle from there. Rifle sneaking back then before coming in there. Grenadiers falling back into the building here, pushing back the rest of the squad there. Can also fire from the windows here, so not so great for the riflemen to fight against that building. So far, JibberJabber is doing alright here, though. Borobadger still has most of the map here. Dodge truck on the move again. Triple Grenadiers 1 for Jibber versus Borobadger's double rifle start. Probably going to be some fast tech here. Yes, indeed. Platoon command post going up for Borobadger. Riflemen routed. Rifle squad hit caught with MD-42 and Riders well hit. Grenadiers occupying the building fervently and furiously. Center being secured here by the Grenadier. Another squad moving up here. And the MD-42 is the move. Not quite the move here for Jibber, but he could make a hard push for the carve point. Dodge, so they almost got the 50 caliber ready, so make it harder for Jibber to just freely advance on the carve point. Obviously, the 50 caliber mounted dart truck won't single-handedly stop it, but it can make it a bit more awkward here for JibberJabber to go for the point without taking casualties. So, nice work there by Borobadger, and he can't easily just shoot it to bits either. But there you go, got the carve point, machine gun moving up. Can't use it here to hold up since there's a particular large blind spot here which needs to be exploded by infantry. Plus, exploded though. Although he had grenades, he could explode it as well, but you get the idea. Dodge from in there, help grab the point. MD-42 of course can't suppress it, doesn't matter. Rifle's got home to the building. Nice play there by Borobadger. Quickly outmaneuvering there, JibberJabber and his devious cut-off point pin there. Rifle swimming up. I think JibberJabber's going to abandon this position. Fall back before it's too late. He's doing a lot of damage to the rifle squad, even Lieutenant's being suppressed, but awkward there for Borobadger. 50 cal flying up for Borobadger in America, flying up by the MD-42. Needs to retreat that MD-42 Schnell. The only thing you can be fortunate for is that Borobadger didn't research grenades here. Panzerfaust landing a great hit on the dart truck, but oh, he got it actually. That's a small win there for Jibber. A small win. Going for the carve point again, but this time it's going to be met through the full force of Borobadger's forces. 50 cal there, halfway done. Could go for Stormtrooper squad here. Of course, build the like to make a nice company. Go for 251 half track, but there you go. Stormtroopers out there for Jibber, adding the MP40s, the Schmeiser, as was colloquially known, but Schmeiser really didn't have anything to do with it. Schmeiser, for those unawares, was the designer of the MP18, the initial submachine gun, if I believe, Or at least it was a laser submachine gun. He was definitely a submachine gun designer. Designed some like the MP24, I believe, and the MP32. I can't remember the full names on them actually. But he designed a bunch of submachine guns, and the MP40 was assumed to have been designed by him, but it wasn't. So, little fun fact there. And there's a lot of situations like this. For example, I believe the MG42 was known as the Spandau, despite it wasn't made in Spandau, but it was because they assumed it was, so they called it the Spandau. Fun fact. Game cultures reassurance. Stormtroopers turning back. I believe also the MG44 is called the Spandau, by the way. I believe both the called them the Spandau. Brings us the MG42, they need to retreat that MG42, and I think that's not a great position to be in there for Jibber. 251 half coming up there for Jibber as well, hiding out the ready to ambush, though I think in this case, he might have been a bit too optimistic about a chance to surprise Borobadger. In fact, the Stormtroopers ended up being the one surprised. Haha, it takes issue. I mean, I can. Oh, scheiße. There's too many of them, Helmut. Fall back. He'd probably been better off like if he'd infiltrate them. He just began harassing points on the west side. I think this is Borobadger, rather than trying to hold up in the centre. 250 half tick almost done. That's going to give Jibber some frontline durability, mobility, allow him to be more flexible here against Borobadger and outmaneuver if possible. And of course in the paint he can upgrade with a flamethrower if he wants to. Borobadger here going for the M5 he wants to at light tanks. He's Nissan Victor one of the echelons, got mine moves up. He's up to work Jibber made money in the map. Very sensible worry to have there. Got a 50 caliber gunner there, back here troop reinforcing, popping the stormtroopers into the 251 half tack. Following a small mechanized assault squad there. I'm going for the western victory point. Stuart light tank halfway done. Jibber will need packs next. Now, having another stormtrooper squad opponent of the half tank or pentagon squad would also be pretty great, since that we could form up an assault team. Ambulance following up your Borobadger, going for the car on this time. We got the Grenadiers ready. One squad upgrade here with the veteran squad leader upgrade, and the second one about to get ready as well. Got one veteran Grenadiers squad inside the half tank as well. Nice strong mechanized continuing there from Jibber. More veteran Grenadiers ready there. Stuart light tank out. That's going to be a target here for JibberJabber, depending when the Stuart goes. They could quickly put the half tank out of commission, which would be very unfortunate. In this case, you just pop other Grenadiers just to, you know, get the fifth man added, since they can't add the fifth man while inside the vehicle, even though they're reinforced inside of it. Yeah, I know it's a bit weird, but you know, stuff. Stuart light tank moving about here. JibberJabber setting up for a flank here with the 251 half tack. But there goes to a light tank moon. I think Jibber might have heard it, ordering to pull back the half tack here. Very sensible. He's going to have to pop the Grenadiers, I think, to Panzerfaust. There's two at least threaten with the Panzerfaust to allow the half tack to escape. And there you go. Quick response there. Borobadger very wise to backs off for the half track. Jibber can go for the Pack 40 now, and I imagine that's what he's going to go for here to help deal with the Stuart light tank. That is going to try for Pan's going to do this with Panzer Shakes. I mean, they could pop out their half track. They have munitions enough. North here, Pioneers infiltrating the right squad. They're very good, but there you go. Car point being hit. Half tick rushes in there. Can pop the Stormtroopers as well for some good action. There we go. Bit of awkward evacuation of the half tick there by the Stormtroopers. Fighting around here. Jibber's pushing across the front there. Pack 40 ready. Another 50 couple there for Borobadger to help deal with Jibber's infantry. And I suppose also help deal with the half tank, since its armor is quite thin, and the 50 caliber deals with that easily. Very easily. 50 caliber in the church there. Mortar could be a great investment here for Jibber. That'll gain the Stormtroopers close enough to pop an incendiary grenade, which is not impossible, since they can sort of furiously infiltrate and sort of pop the grenade there. So that could also be an idea there for Jibber. We'll have to, of course, see if that is what Jibber does, but he could do it. Grenadiers holding up here, forming up a small strong point here for Jibber. That's going to be a bit tricky for Borobadger to deal with, even with the Stuart light tank, since it's not great at dealing with units inside buildings. Stormtrooper squad, I think, caught there by the 5th cover, forced to retreat. Bit awkward there for Jibber, rifling it off. Rifle squad quickly falls back. Half track being fixed up. Stormtrooper's good to go once more. Rifle squad are being bled out. The veteran squad is doing quite good work versus them, particularly since they can only be far out that window here. So that is a pretty bad way to be engaging the rifle. There you go, turning up. Rifle squad's nearby. This guy, I think, needs some support there. I want to get the half tick down into support, unless he's got other plans with it. Grenadier squad close being wiped out here with the Stuart light tank. Do get a Panzerfaust off, but the situation in the south is turning very ugly, very fast. Half tick rushing it with a single Pioneer squad in it. Can he save the rifle squad? Possibly. Stormtroopers will be great to get down there. Oh, lost the Grenadiers. A nice valiant attempt there by Jibber, but Borobadger cut them down, having none of that crap nonsense here. Finding westwards as well there. Good play by Jibber, though could have been a bit faster about that, I feel. Pioneers being focused down here. Needs more support down. We got the Stormtroopers, the Grenadiers on the move. Could call in another Stormtrooper squad here, maybe. Bring down the reinforce the Grenadiers. Nice move there by Jibber, one of the strengths of the half-track. Popping in there as well to heal. Pack, though, is in a lot of trouble. Trying to, I think, pull it near the half-track, so give the half-track a chance to do some work there. Stormtrooper squad number 2 out here for Jibber. Putting over 2 Grenadier squads and 2 Stormtrooper squads. Still light tank moving in. Oh, wrapping it off there. Nicely timed. Could get a wipe on the Lieutenant. Pack 40 not wiped either. Could see a pan for the Stood Light Tank. Things are getting very intense here. The Stood Light Tank is suddenly caught in a trap of Jibber's improvised device. But there you go. Cleared out the Pack 40. Grenadier squad forced to retreat. 5th couple nearby. This is, turning on Jibber again. He can't get to the Pack 40. The 5th couple gets smoked by the Stormtroopers. Can he stop the 5th couple and then grab the Pack 40 back to it? Then like he's doing like heavy damage to the Grenadiers. Stormtroopers going here for the 5th couple half-attack following up here. 50 caliber forced to retreat. Jesus, this is some tense stuff here. Cavalry rifle out there for Borobadger. Troops reinforcing here. Half-track veterans, you 1, close veterans, 2. Grab the point in the west for the MG42. Very bold there by Joe back here. Troops reinforcing healing. Return to the fighting here. Just, see what's happening here. Storms going to deal with the rifle squad there. Half-track continues to reinforce here from reasonable distance. Another Panzerfaust there. Stormtrooper squad almost got the rifle squad here. He's going to sacrifice him to take the Pack 40 here. Or is he going to try? Oh, he's going to maneuver the half to go there. Oh, losing the half-track. He's willingly sacrificed the Stormtroopers to get the Pack going. Lost the Grenadier squad. Severe casualties here for Jibber. Severe casualties. He did get the Stuart, but he might still end up losing the Pack 40. Good Lord. Lost the Grenadiers, lost the Stormtroopers, lost the half-track. Calling in more Stormtroopers, though. Probably should add MP40 to those as well, and MP40 to the other squad. Some absolutely spectacular and brutal fighting here, though. But again, he did get the Stood Light Tank in the end, but the argument, or the question, of course, is that where the half-track Grenadier squad and a Stormtrooper squad when he didn't really get anything else to wipe from Borobadger as well? And I think the argument with that is probably 9. Storms are dealing with cavalry rifle up, closing heavy damage inside the building. They are quite difficult for the cavalry rifle to deal with, even with their Thompsons. And there you go. Cavalry riflemen forced to fall back. Storms are pushing ahead. They're still retreating. Got the west side there with the MD-42. Probably to help Jibby headed over there instead use the Pioneer squadron out in the west there. Bit curious there, to be honest. But oh well. Meanwhile, back in Borobadger space. 5th cavalry heading westwards. Another 251.5 on the way here for JibberJabber and Germany. Raising pushed off the field point there. Pioneers been at the west side and to the centre. Stormtrooper squad back here. Should add those MT-40s. Other squad there, of course, already got them. But they could probably do with a 251.5 track ride here. MT-42, they're caught in a bad spot with the 250 caliber. Getting a kill in the gunner helps out a bunch. Ends up retreating though. Pioneers being murdered by the riflemen and sending to retreat. Looks like he went for a veterans quarterly on those Pioneers. 250.5 track good to go. There you go. Finally adding MP-40 to the 2nd Stormtrooper squad. Going the western field point with the 5th cal. The Mardus here. Some tense stuff here. Very tense. Jibber, I think, should consider taking up soon here. And begin preparing for medium armor. I believe Borobadger, in fact, already is. Plus, he's adding weapon racks or BARs. Bazookas, of course, would also be helpful versus the now Stormtrooper-laden half-track. The Storm half-track. The Sturmwagen. Peering out here behind the rifle squad. They're nicely there by he can plot tactical advantage. Want to increase the chance of getting a wipe. I think 2 Storm squads have a pretty decent chance with them before. There you go. Even pop tactical advantage there. Can he get the wipe? Can he get the wipe? Oh! Nice attempt there by Jibber, but not enough. Nice attempt, but not enough. Close one, though. Close one. Pack up and the 5th cavalry MD-42 moving up. Needs to see with the cavalry rifle. Can't rush in there. He might have to back off. Ground western point here. 5th cavalry outside the building. Mod for Jibber. Great in there. Goes Storm squad. Pops in there. Pack shoots again. And the 5th cavalry repositions. Very good. Stormtrooper squad's back in the half-track here. Jibber really just leading with his mechanized infantry. Veteran going to use as the major. Oh, the essential half squad with the BARs need to veer off. And we got the 5th cavalry there as well. Stormtroopers managed to avoid most of it. One squad still in. He pops a smoke grenade though, and there we go. Void suppression. Close one there for Jibber. Goes to the 5th cavalry, forcing retreat and opening up the western fuel point again. Pioneers for creation the western one. Going up for the centre victory point here. We got 378 versus 430. Back here, Boro's got the tech done. Jibber's getting his tech done. He can actually get a medium tank faster here than Borobadger. He could rush out an Osman here, which I think would be quite effective for Jibber. Going for the calf pawn there as well. Reinforcing the storms, which would be, I think, a priority here for Jibber. MD42 could also think move up to the heavy cover. Moving the half-tech eastwards, and there you go, Cav Rifleman against the storms from the west. Disengaging from distance out in the open versus the BAR wielding Rifleman. That's obviously not going to work out for them. Whoa, they split up in a really bad way there for Jibber. That's going to be feeling a bit annoying. Take the almost down there for Jibber. Machine this it up, very nice. Could pop into the armor piece for increased damage. I think that'd be a really great idea there for Jibber. Rifleman on the flank there. We've got the Storm Squad covering the flank here. Veteran 2 gained. Still not into any armor piercing rounds. And forced to retreat because of that, I think. Definitely, I think, a slight mistake there by Jibber. I mean, another tip using importers besides using active and aggressive like Jib here doing to a good degree is also remember to use the incendiary armor piercing rounds. They also make a significant difference and can really inflict some serious pain on enemy infantry. Still could do great with cleaning out the building. Could do with a mortar for that though. Incendiary machine gun in the building here. Still no incendiary armor piercing rounds here from Jibber. Sapoma crop there for JibberJabber. Could go for the Pantafall. I think, yeah, that might actually be the safer choice. Still, an Osman could also work out for him possibly. Mortar for Borobadger, thumbs up there, good work. After rushing eastwards, might try and clear for that 5th caliber out. Could sort of dump the stormtroopers next to it, pop the incendiary grenades and just hose it down. Even get a chance of getting a wipe there, it sort of covers both entrances. There we go, Borobadger realised what's coming, and it's not, you know, the welcome committee. Well, it's a German welcome committee, but those are usually not the ones you want to be welcomed by. So there you go, 5th caliber falling back over the eastern fuel point once more for Jibber and for Deutschland. Back here, Borobadger and the 3rd Armored Division will soon be feel the wrath of Jibber's Panzerwaffe as he's getting a Panther 4 there. The Panzerkampfwagen 4. After them moving about again, close to veterans 1 on that one. Decent eastern pop with the stormtroopers, the few pioneers there. We got 377 versus 400.
We have a new Panzer IV. Our opponents are seizing a
Got the Panther 4 out there for Jibber. And a Pillmark machine being added to that Panzerkampfwagen as well. Very good, sehr good as they say. Back here, still in time for Borobadger being going for tanks. Those can definitely go for bulldozer Shermans. Definitely a problem there for Jibber's Panther 4. So Stoops, I think, will be a definite requirement here for JibberJabber versus Borobadger. Mortar ring down there. Good pick here by Borobadger, particular map like Lost Glider. Map is a mortar is pretty good here. Panther 4 getting close to the rifle, but avoiding getting double rifle grenaded. Of course, right now Borobadger doesn't actually have a lot of anti-tank weapons. So I mean, Jibber's in a pretty good position with that Panther 4 otherwise. Fuel catching the card point. Good move there by Borobadger versus Jibber. Ooh, bunching up in front of the flamethrower. Not a great idea there. Pioneers, they could be forced. There you go. Forced to retreat. Got the MD42. Then got the Storm Squad here. Oh, suppressed inside the small shed. And almost right by the mortar. Oh my god. That mortar's always starting to pay off beautifully there for Borobadger. 4 kills, veterans he once. Great stuff. Storm Squad moving up from the south. And there you go. Jibber going for a mortar for zone. Saying, I could do that stuff too. Just, you know, in German. Finding here, sneaking out the home to base troops, murder them. Of course, there's still the 5th Cup nearby, which is clearly waiting for the Stormtrooper to be spotted and then murder them. Popping a smoke grenade, though. Nice set over there by Jibber. They still managed to get suppressed. Still have to be quite helpful here for Jibber. Stormtrooper dealing with the rear echelons. Though being suppressed, they obviously do a lot less damage. They still deal some, but there we go. Since then suppressed, a quick force retreat there. We got Rifle Squad moving up. That's going to force the Storm Squad, I think, to fall back. Panther 4 pushing through the center. Sherman almost ready here for Borobadger. Good here on the mortar. Gets half the crew. Pioneers moving up as well. Got the mortar. Great stuff there. I think it'd be a great idea for Jibber to actually secure it and turn against Borobadger, since having 2 mortars would be a significant artillery advantage here over Borobadger by Jibber. Rifle Squad being pushed back by the Pioneers here. Can't go for the Stug now. We got the Sherman out there for Borobadger, getting the Bulldozer Blades and the 50 caliber on it. Probably should have gone for the 50 caliber first. The Bulldozer Blades over the 50 caliber first, since, you know, getting more armor and health is, I think, a good priority there. But there you go. Sherman arrives here. He must have been able to destroy the mortar, and I suppose that is an option, but I still think he should have tried nabbing it here from Borobadger personally. I think he could have actually gotten away with it. But that is obviously my opinion. And I'm not saying in this case that Jibber is wrong. I mean, in the end, as long as your opponent doesn't get it, what he's doing is correct. I think would have tried to, you know, try and grab it myself, since double mortar again would have been great. Germany, Panther 4 here was the rifle. Grenadiers also joining in. The ace level veteran Grenadiers pretty good, finally pushing westwards again. In the southeast, we got the Stormtrooper Brad with the rifleman. Do grenades here? No. Pretty lucky there for the enemy forces. I was pretty within grenade range. Half to there, close to 2. No Stug yet here for Jib. He's going to go for another Panther 4. I mean, that is an option. That is an option. Mortar number 2 on there for Borobadger to replace the one lost to the Krauts. Mortar is being assailed here by the rifleman. Panther 4 also got the half-track nearby obstacles. And we got a mortar after. He actually cancels the mortar for a mortar half-track. Decides he wants something mobile plus with a bit more utility. Nice pick there by Borobadger. Thumbs up. Good work there, Mr. Badger. Good work. Got the Western Victory pawn there. We got 323 for 399. Bunker up there for Jibber back in his space. Stormtroopers healing themselves. They get that ability at Veteran 2-1. Neat little addition. Got Stormtroopers the Major pushing them back. Veteran 2 Stormtroopers. They're good. But looks like he's setting up for another Panther 4 here. I'm guessing Borobadger is going to go for another Sherman as soon as he can. Veteran going to use as the Rifleman. 20 kills and 20 kills. Rather than nothing getting quickly shot to bits here. After rushing this, will get some kills with this pin machine gun. So good, so good. Almost got the cavalry, the rifleman there, but not quite, not quite. Panther on the move again for Deutschland. At the same time, Borobadger looks to make a push for the cover point here. Sherman needs to as well there. Pack 4 needs to turn about. Turn the pack. Scheiße. Great hit on the mortar by the Sherman. Need to retreat that one. Rifle squad being hosed down by Stormtroopers and MB42 fire out in the open. Almost getting the crown rifle, but they do mostly survive. Panther 4 flank. Could flank in the 5th cover maybe. Get a wipe. And a Stug there for Jibber. I feel like that's a pretty delayed Stug there, to be honest, by Jibber. I feel like I could have that one up much sooner if it's going to go for Stug. I mean, obviously, he might have been on the show wanted to go for it. He wanted to go for another Panther on Ostman, but I feel like in this case, he's just gone for the Stug right away. Particularly since he should have seen the science opponent's going to go for Mechanized, meaning he's going to need a Stug all the way to help deal with the Shermans at some point, or at least more efficiently. Banhan gun out there in the church. Storms being suppressed. Other Storm Squad hiding by the center victory point. Stug almost done. There we go. We got Major right next here to Jibber's base. Spotting his like to make a nice company shooting it at it, but not really doing any damage. Shoot it, goddammit! But it's a building, Major. It's a building. I don't care. They don't call me Major Foolhardy without a reason. Panther 4 there with 11 kills. Very good. Almost getting up in the Rifle Squad. Getting this. Both bars dropped. Gott in Himmel. He should probably pop a smoke and he's going to make a run from the Stormtroopers. Oh, too late there. But, I mean, not bad though. But in this case, I think Borobadger's going to grab both BARs though. But, I don't know. I like the attempt. Should probably get the Stug up to the front line here. Mortar's being moved up here. MG4 on the flank dealing with the Cav Rifle. Not making much progress there. Got a cap now for Borobadger. Going for anti-tank to deal with the armor here. That JibberJabber swung to the front line. Pretty good idea there, I think, by Borobadger. Pretty strong idea. Stug moving head, no pin on machine gun. Panther opening up there. 11 kills, Veteran 2-1. MD4 sitting up nearby. We got the half to there. Veteran 2 with 2 kills. Veteran 3 does get a minor combat bonus, which makes machine gun a bit better there as an infantry. Panther 4 blitzing ahead here. But with reaction of the bazookas inside the chest, going to be a trigger there for Jibber's Panther 4 to deal with. And we got mortar, half-track laying down white phosphorus here on Jibber's position by the eastern set of the cemetery. Very good rifling move here for the bars. Very good there by Borobadger. There you go. fresh pair of double bars. Well, fresh and fresh. Repurposed double bars. Nothing further going on in Jibber's base. More Panzer Force might not be an idea. Could also go for an Ostwind to deal with infantry a bit more aggressively. Could lay down some mines with his half-track meanwhile. We've already laid down some there. Good work. By Jibber. Puny advancing it through the church. Could actually flank the 50 and force it back. There we go on the move here. Should all be able to spot the anti-tank in them, which is going to make it hard for him to just rush the half-track of his armor. They could go for flank. I mean, Borobadger has gone for mechanized, but he doesn't have any like great mines, so like a good armored flank here from Jibber could have catch Borobadger off guard and maybe get the half track. Got a weapon the major, nothing big, but you know, nothing too light. And there you go. Ooh, fragmentation bomb here, right next to the base there. Shem could be caught by it. He blew up his own men, Jibber! My God, you murdered your own stormtroopers. Whose side are you on? Cease fire! Cease fire, Jibber. My God. You got the Sherman, but at what cost? At what cost? Got the fuel cache too, but I still have to question the cost of that. I mean, Jibber's not got no infantry. My God. I mean, he has the armor advantage. It's not all GG. It's not game over, but losing both of his Stormtrooper squads, including, you know, eventually 2-1, and maybe the Panther as well, is pretty bad. He is throwing down smoke with the mortar to help cover up this, but it's looking pretty ugly there. It's looking pretty ugly, and I think he's going to have to do some serious explanation there to German High Command after this battle. So, Herr Obersturmbannführer Jibber, how on earth did you lose so many Stormtroopers to one of your own bombardments? Well, you see, I don't know. You don't know? Idiot. Anyways, more punishment with the JibberJabber. He still needs more infantry, and he should probably go for another Panther at the moment. Try and push the advantage he does have. Laying down mines for the half is not a bad idea, but he needs infantry. He needs troops and armor. He's going for tier 4 here. I feel like that's a pretty bold idea. Like, you know, you just blown up your own men. What do? Go for heavy tanks. Apparently, Jibber's modus operandi here, where I think most would just replace the losses and maybe go for medium tank to help stabilize. So I feel like this might be a tad ambitious there by Jibber. Tad ambitious, but then again, ambition can lead to great and wondrous things, but sometimes it also leads you to less great things. So we'll have to see how this one works out for Jibber, but on average, if you were to ask me, if you blew up your own 2 men with the fragmentation bomb, and again, 2 squads, then I'd definitely not recommend you ever do that in the first place. Just a pro piece of advice there. But if you do that, I'd probably not suggest you begin taking up for the next tier. Just recommend replacing the losses and going for like your medium armor if you can. Counter right from there retreating. Sherman on the move there. Bulldozer Blade 50 caliber again. Again, just a nitpick, but I'd recommend going for the Bulldozer Blades over the 50 caliber, since the Bulldozer Blades add immediately to survivability of the Sherman. 50 caliber one nice, do not allow it to impact more, absorb more shots from armor and anti-tank guns. Panther Norfolk's here, 18 kills, Veteran 2. Panther 4 with 18 kills, 20 kills, 21 kills. Rob squad are being shredded by the machine guns and the main guns over the Panther 4 and the Stuke there. Almost getting a wipe there. In fact, he got the wipe. The Stuke finished off the last man. Obviously, not quite enough to compensate for the significant losses he suffered, but you know, it helps a bit. There you go. Stuke snaps another poor soul, but gets hit by the anti-tank gun. The Pack 40, which now is in the hands here of Borobadger this time around. Panther 4 there taking heavy damage, could risk losing it. I think that was a bad call there by Joe, and he knew that anti-tank was nearby. He's going to need to Stuke down there. Going to need his Panther fastening. Oh, good hit. Lost the Grenadier squad. Losing the Panther 4. Ow. Almost got... Oh, he got the champ with a mine. Paid off. He's about to lose the Stuke. Get it out of there, Jibber. Rückzug. More to be moving. I think Jibber might be panicking a bit here. Going for the Sturmpanzer. But he just lost a mortar here to Borobadger. Yikes. Gott im Himmel. This is a pretty bad development for JibberJabber. Pretty bad. I mean, he's gotten rid of his opponent's tanks again, so through the Storm Panzer can work in his favour, but he's down just 2 pioneers and MG42, the half-tech and the Stug, and of course the Stug is great, but even the humble Stug has its limit as to what miracles it can work. Or maybe even get to like ace level, it could maybe help a bit better. Machine here in the far lines here, catching Ralph Squad retreating it. Gaining Metzny 2. So I'm interested to see how JibberJabber plans to get back from this one. Hits a mine there with the captain. Again, the half-tech is paying off. Not with his mine. In fact, he's just laying down more mines. And there goes Sturm Panzer Fiat here for JibberJabber. Seemingly his last great hope of avoiding a court-martial after this one. Stug moving westwards. I'm not entirely sure what he plans to do with that one, but I feel like he shouldn't be sending off his own little errands there, adventures. Stug there drawing fire. But Jibber really needs infantry badly. Good influence in Stormtroopers here to maybe spot the anti-tank, deal with them. Heavy damage to the Sturm Panzer Fiat already. Oh, he's about to lose it, isn't he? Woo! He actually got out of that one. That was really lucky there for Jibber. That was incredibly lucky. He's still flooding man, but I'm guessing Jibber's just sort of caught in a post-fragmentation bombing your men's psychosis. Finally going for double grenadiers here, finally getting some infantry out, which he fervently needs. Desperately. Sherman M76 on the Sherman on the way there for Borobadger here to deal with JibberJabber. Program to help deal with the Sturm Panzer Fiat. Panzer Squad then set for JibberJabber. I don't think, I mean, Grenadier Storm Squad I think would be a good combination there for Jibber. Moving up the Stug here to engage the Rifleman. Gets a great hit there. Kills 2 men with a single shot. Sturm Panzer good to go once more. Can call in the Stormtrooper Squad now. Probably could call in here and grab the victory point there. Need of course to fix up the Sturmgeschütz, going for Grenadiers then. Sherman almost down there for Borobadger, almost, but not quite. Sherman out. Down the eastern point, we got some S-mines down there. Shooting here, probably maybe worried there might be mines standing from Borobadger perhaps. Just hoping to, like, you know, spook him a bit. Hard to say there. Panzer moving up, they could consider adding the support package if you had the munitions for it. Stug moving in, it gets another hit. That Stug is just on fire now. That Stug is on fire. Sherman rolling ahead. He needs to go for the Sturm Panzer Fiat. We got 133 versus 375. Jibber is slowly crawling back from the abyss he managed to dig himself into with that fragmentation bombing, but he's still got some ways to go here. I think versus Borobadger, he's still got some ways to go. Fixing up the Sturm Panzer. Cap moving up, the 5th car back up, entertaining some up as well there. Panzer there reinforcing. Not entirely sure what he's planning next, but I'm going aggressively with the Stug. A bold move there with Borobadger, but I feel like he's probably could get away with it. Certainly got the position there. Stug though gains 52 shots added. In theory, it also gets a small rate of fire bonus, but the thing about the 22 bonus for the Stugs is in most cases they don't really matter that much. They really don't amount to much. Sometimes the target weak point or heat shield ability at this point has just been rendered so weak it doesn't really do much either. Like, really what matters with the Stug is A, having one or at least 2 of them, and then getting to veteran 3. Like, the 2 other levels of veterans at this point don't really amount to much. They're more window dressing than actual, you know, effective stuff here. Bold move with the Stug. Oh no, the Sherman gets abandoned. Oh, Jibber's luck is absolutely rotten to the core at this point. I mean, arguably he could say he deserves a bit when he blows his own men apart, but I know, this gotta feel bad for Jibber. Okay, looks like Borobadger destroys it for him. Another sugar noise for Jibber. At least in destroying Borobadger never has an arm advantage over him, but beyond that, Jibber is still struggling to get anywhere. He still needs more infantry and needs, like, you know, I think trying to open up the Western Front again. This is probably like one of the bigger issues with this Jibber this match so far is like he focuses a lot on the center and the east, but he's not really great maneuvering through the west, keeping Borobadger, you know, a bit more off his composure there, if you will. Still putting heavy damage, you need to get it out of there, and could risk losing here, which would be, of course, pretty devastating for Jibber. Pretty devastating. Still no usage, by the way, either of the incendiary pistol rounds by Jibber. Again, I feel like that's a bit of an oversight. Bit of an oversight. Use the half to scoop out the troops from being suppressed. Thumbs up there to Jibber. Nice save of those. And suddenly being destroyed. Charging in here, going for the pack 40 with the punch with the squad there. Bold move there with the gut bazooka team, which could take out the half track. Archmine got bun grenade in the pack 40. He tries for it. Almost gets it. Veterans 1 getting the punch gonna do here. Got it. Need to do the reactions next. More traffic just sort of watch the entire thing happen like, god damn, that half track. Yeah, I wish we had guns too like that. Moving forward to the troops and get the pack 40. That could help give a bit. And I think he just needs to, like, consider an Ostman now. And more infantry. Definitely more infantry. Now, moving the to destroy that, I guess, to knights his armies. Better than them having it again, for sure. So Jibber has actually managed to somehow crawl back more, I think, solidly now from, again, blowing apart several of his own men. Truly, Jibber will never be able to live that one down. Certainly not at the Veterans Association. If there was to be one, that would involve him. Anyways, anti-tank another way there for Borobadger. Okay, now he's trying to grab it rather than destroy it. Seems like Jibber might be a bit indecisive. There you go, and he just destroys it. He just destroys it. Pioneers reinforcing, Panther as well there. MG42 more on the way here for Jibber. Should, I think, go for Panther 4 here. More Stooge, alternate here on Osman. Just some medium armor right now. I feel like anything from the hip Panzer Corps would be a mistake there by Jibber. Oh dear, he needs to represent that machine. He's trying. Borobadger is trying to use the heavy mode or delayed fuse high explosive barrels to take it out there. Good use of the ability there. Almost takes out the M42 as well, in fact. Great push here by Borobadger. Jibber's front line is already collapsing. Machine gun got wiped. Oh, shies here for Jibber. Stu looking to punch away there. No pin up machine was that one though. Storm to squad around here for Jibber. Needs to, of course, out the MP40s. Punts are going to deal a puny moving up here. I think though Jibber's trying to go here for another Storm Panzerfear versus Borobadger. Stuart moving up. Grabbing the MD40 with the Panther. It's probably feel like he can't do it in fast enough for the Pioneers. Captain going for these some victory. Do we have some air smarts down here, which is great for Jibber. There you go. Blows apart a few of the Captain's men. Trying to get around it, only to have more mines. Alright guys, flank east. Yes sir, Captain Simpson. That's Captain Abe Simpsons to you. God damn it. Have to win to deal with them. Almost virtually free there. Probably should get closer, does more damage. Then there you go, right to the Captain with his half track. Thumbs up there to that one. To the fire there, raining out from the mortar half track. Definitely been a nice investment there for Borobadger here versus Jibber. Stu gets a hit from the M1 anti-tank in here, set up by Borobadger nicely. I think he's setting up for another Sturmpanzerfear here. Just moving for the center here for Borobadger. 84 versus 375. Stu falling back. Pioneers holding up. Pioneers moving eastwards. 73 points left here for Jibber. I feel like what he could try and do is sneak up here and then call in the fragmentation bomb on the building, where Borobadger may not realise in time what's going on, clear that out, and then grab the western victory, point them up for the deeper flank on the west side. I think that could work out for him, and there you go, Pioneers cleaning out the bazooka team there, could grab the bazooka as well. We got 61 here versus 375. As for Borobadger, getting more armor would be a priority, except he's been struggling with fuel, and trying to think flank Jibber here could also be a good idea. More troops could be an idea there, maybe just another more to be honest. There you go, fragmentation bomb on the anti-tank gun, after Gold Racing Force getting destroyed there. Got the anti-tank gun, but I feel like the execution of this assault is rather falling apart here for JibberJabber pretty rapidly. Ended up not really amounting to much from him. Got the MP-14 with the flanking captain, but he's moving in the shoot now, trying to take the Sherman up in close quarters action. Gets the anti-tank gun, but yeah, this is starting to look a bit messy here for Jibber. This is starting to look very messy, in fact. Somehow body getting hit with an anti-tank satchel here by the cavalry rifle. Pretty lucky there for Jibber. He's still not going for any armor. I think Jibber might just be a tad tilted here. He's struggling to keep a clear control of the situation here versus Borobadger. Or he may just be utterly indecisive, unsure where he wants to go. Either way, despite some valiant effort here by Jibber at this point, it does feel like victory is rapidly spilling out of control of Jibber's hands. Like, I mean, at this point, he should just gone for like 2 Stooks minimum. He always should, by the way. That is probably one of my #1 golden pieces of advice there. Always get 2 Stooks. Never just stay content with 1. Go for double. So right now we've got a Sherman parked in the base here against Jibber. He's getting another Stook though. That's nice to see, but just a bit late there. The south here, Pioneers machine wing about here for Jibber. Destroying the medic bunker. Good work there by Borobadger. We've got 28 versus 375. Moving up here the smoke grenade. Nice work there by Jibber. They need to be on the point as well. Not just next to it. Go. Sherman falling out there. Probably time to worry about something coming with that Jibber's base destroyed. Definitely I think a sensible word to have there for Borobadger. 23 versus 375. Go, force retreat in the west. Stook sending out. Not enough use for a pin by machine gun, which will be helpful there for Jibber. We got the Ace Pioneers with 5-man there, going for the flamethrower. Good push. Sherman sending out there for Borobadger. 8 kills, half age 22. 23 versus 375. Stook opening up the Sherman. Nice shot. Finding in these cavalry rifle dealing with the Pioneers I think quite nicely. And with the flamethrower on this, it's not quite working out for Jibber's Pioneer. We got 22 versus 375. Pioneer squad wiped. Stook here going for the Sherman. A fervent attempt to put that out of its misery, and more importantly, Jibber's misery. Panther burst off here. We got 21 versus 375. Jibber constantly sort of like edges close within range of victory at times, but then it kind of falls apart. And this time again, he's not calling in Moran when he probably should be. Rifling up. They got the Sherman though. I mean, he's been doing a pretty good job in showing Borobadger never has to tank for long, but beyond that, he's not really been good at keeping his own men alive. Another Sherman there for Borobadger. Cavalry almost killed again. Mortifying where they got 17 versus 375. 16 versus 375. And Jibber just surrenders, probably realizing at this point, like, he's just too far gone. In theory, he could maybe manage something, but again, like, he's just been consistently flooding resources at this point. Again, I suspect he's a bit tilted. But alright, there you go. A brutal fight here on Lost Glider with some glorious moves from both ends. Jibber just really sabotaged himself with that fragmentation bomb, and I think it also made just tilted him. And we just, but even then, he's, like, able to repeatedly, like, get within range of victory, but then he just sort of kind of sold out in other ways, like again, just failing to build enough armor up when he actually had the resources for it. So, either way, there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. I learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it, tell friends, tell family, but don't tell enemies. So this is Imperial Links and cheers. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you all tomorrow again for another nice episode. Bye.